The 2023 Service to Agriculture recipient is Victor Bohuslavsky. Victor grew up on a farm near Bellwood, Nebraska in Butler County. From a young age, he became involved in youth programs like 4-H and the National FFA organization. He served as a Nebraska FFA state officer, and upon his graduation from David City High School, he attended the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
And I majored in agriculture education. And I took in what I did there is got done with my student teaching, and I was able to land a position at Brainerd East Butler schools. And that was like the opposite end of the county where I grew up. And so I did that for 7 years. I had a really good set of parents and a really good set of students that wanted to do things well. And the last 2 years that I was there, we had the top FFA chapter in the state. And I attribute those young guys and gals that were there, they had the ambition and the desires to do that. All I had to do is kind of guide them.
After his successful run as a high school agriculture education instructor, he shifted his career to agribusiness. He was then recruited for a new position with the Nebraska Soybean Association. He was a member of that board that had reached out to Victor.
And he thought I would be a good fit for it because they wanted to educate people, and because of my background in ag education, that I would be the individual. And so I went through the process of the interviews, and lo and behold, I ended up with a job. And at that time, I was a member services person for the Soybean Association, and at that same time, promoting the soybean checkoff.
His efforts were successful. The National Soybean Checkoff was later formed, and Victor worked his way up to the ranks of the newly established Nebraska Soybean Board. The board collectively invests a portion of soybean product revenue to fund research and promotion efforts. The funding is available through the assessment program approved by Congress in 1990, in which soybean farmers contribute 0.5% of the price of each bushel at the point of sale. Checkoff funds work to develop markets, educate consumers, discover new uses, and research new ways to produce soybeans more efficiently.
33 years of soybean business. I started at the bottom, I got it to the top. So that's kind of the way I look at it.
Victor admits there was a bit of a learning curve as he looks back on those early days with the Nebraska Soybean Board. But it was those challenges that helped further develop his leadership qualities and shape his impact in the Nebraska agriculture industry.
I was totally involved in just the production side of it. And so I knew all those types of things, but as far as all the other things that are going on as far as marketing and compositional values and the products that they're making, that was a big challenge for me to learn all that. It was great because it was always new stuff, and I loved that. I love going for the different new things that are going on in the soybean industry.
Many things changed and quickly evolved in the industry during Victor's career. Newman Grove farmer Greg Anderson has been a member of the Nebraska Soybean Board since 1993.
When I think of Victor, I think of integrity, for one. I think of just his leadership and all the things that the Nebraska Soybean Board accomplished. He's a very humble person, so he always gives credit back to the board who makes those decisions, but yet it's his leadership as executive director to manage those programs that the board passes and to implement those. And he has done very well at that, and just is a stellar career that every Nebraska soybean producer can be proud of.
As the Nebraska Soybean Board grew under Victor's leadership, he would always encourage the board members to be active in the areas where the group invested.
There's so many things that the soybean board's done over the years, and one of the things that he always impressed upon his board members was their involvement in the organizations that the board was involved in, just so we could understand where our money was going, how we were investing it, and he always wanted to make sure that we were investing it wisely.
As a leader, Victor worked to assemble a successful board and staff. Lori Luby says leadership development was a key aspect of his career.
He believed in the programs, he believed in soybean farmers and helping them to get better producers, better in leadership development. He supported, animal agriculture through his actions and serving on the board of directors for the AFAN, the Alliance for a Future of Agriculture in Nebraska, and just also his experience with working on the board of directors for the LEAD program too. So leadership development is a big thing that he takes to heart, and it's really paid off.
The current chair of the Nebraska Soybean Board echoes that sentiment, saying Victor is the reason behind many of the advancements in the industry today.
Well, serving as he did as executive director, he kept finding new ways to benefit the Nebraska soybean farmer, and he did that over the years, and it paid off with projects that dealt with maybe biodiesel and research projects. He just found new ways to bring value to the soybean.
Those around him call him a humble leader, someone who is willing to point to others when success is recognized. Victor says he's been blessed over his career with those that surround him.
If you align yourself with a good board and align yourself with good employees, the thing can really go. And all you had to do is kind of keep track of which way we're headed. and that's what was really good. I enjoyed working for the board, and I enjoyed working with the employees.
Combining his passion for the industry, experience on the farm, and leadership skills, Victor was the right leader at the right time for the agriculture industry.
Well, leaders like Victor aren't that common. You know, we really have a diamond here, and diamonds and jewels are hard to find. And they come along maybe once in a generation. And I can really say that about Victor. He's above and beyond your normal capacity to serve that job. You didn't look at it just as a job. You looked at it as a dedication and a time of service, what he could give back. That's why I think this award is so incredible and well-deserved for Victor to be recognized in this way.
Asked how he maintained his passion for the ag industry for more than 30 years, Victor had this to say.
The belief of what you believed in. And if you believed that this was the best products and we're getting the best thing done for our country and for our consumers and for our farmers, then that just brings your energy level a lot higher and you want to work a lot harder. And I know a lot of those times I was always questioning myself if I'm gone for 2 weeks and it's time to go home and get new clothes, you know. But you know, that's the type of thing it does, is just those desires to see that all this is happening. You want everybody to succeed with it.
Victor currently resides in Seward, Nebraska, and continues his involvement in the agriculture industry. Most recently, he was appointed to the United Soybean Board. A true champion of the agriculture industry, Victor Bohuslavsky, the 2023 Service to Agriculture recipient.